Hello everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to the third episode of Axioms. I'm Trupesha and in today's episode we'll be discussing product strategy and scoping and how engineers can think beyond just writing code to meaningful products. We're really excited to have Anubhav Sethi with us today. He's a software engineer at Google and has previously worked with Amazon, Walmart and Hilux. He also runs a YouTube channel where he shares insights on tech and software engineering. So make sure you check that out. Really glad to have you here, Anubhav. Over to you.
Hey, hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me. So let's get started without wasting any time. So the very first slide talks about substance over flash. So many times during hackathons or maybe while you're trying to build your startup idea or maybe anything during a college time, we often get stick to our idea and we do not focus more on the real impact that it creates. So while the ideation period of your product, you should be focusing more on what will be the impact rather than trying to create a, what do you say, a very polished UI for a very hollow concept. So that's why most hackathon projects fails, because they just look good outside, but they internally they are just trying to solve nothing, or maybe it is just an API call to LLM. So that was all about that we need to focus more on the more on the impact rather than the flashy UIs that you want to present during the hackathon. So then next thing is early validation. I mean, writing just code should not be the priority. I mean, first you should validate your idea with your teammates, or if you don't have any team, you have just solo, then you should ideate with public, maybe within your college, or maybe just roll out a public forum, or maybe on Reddit, LinkedIn, or from your seniors. Just sit with them and see whether your idea has some real impact or not. I mean, is it really a problem with someone else, or it's something that's only in your head? So, what are some of the quickest low field ways to test our user flow? This question comes when you have your MVP ready and you want your customer usage journey to be tested in maybe a beta phase, where you can have some sort of, let's say, 50 or 100 early testers. You can create a WhatsApp group or Telegram group. It could, the audience could be not just a tech audience but a non-tech audience as well. Share your app, if it's a web app or it's a mobile app, give them the success metrics and the failure metrics, and see if you're able to get the traction or not. If the overall feedback is, I mean, you should be receiving a lot of negative feedback. I mean, the more the negative feedback you have, the more crisp and the outcome will be really good. So don't look for all positive feedback, focus more on the negative ones. Also use sketchboard and logic trees to prove that the solution actually makes sense before committing to a tech stack. I mean, talking about tech stack, which tech stack should be used for solving a particular challenge or problem, is a very second or third problem. I mean, the very first problem is, does your idea, is it a generic pain, or is it just a pain with you? Okay. So the next thing is scoping with intent. Getting beat by time is one of the worst thing to happen. Ambition is the enemy of completion. Focus on making an MVP. So coming to the MVP part, I mean, a lot of ideas comes to our mind, but previous to AI, we used to think, how can we create an MVP, because it requires a lot of tech knowledge. But with the help of AI, now writing a MVP or creating a demoable sort of product is very easy. So if you have any idea, let's say any idea, you can easily spend 2 days with AI and create an MVP. That's it. I mean, the time has now reduced from months to days. So this is how you can actually create an MVP, focusing on creating an MVP once you have your ideation ready and you have already done the early validation. And then the question comes, how do we ruthlessly cut features to turn a 3-month startup idea into a tight, executable 24-hour MVP that still demonstrate core value? This mostly happens in 1 day or 2 days hackathons, where you have a lot of competitors and very less time to showcase your potential. I mean, the potential in your idea or product that you have been building. So in such case, first you have to identify what are your core features. I mean, how do we decide even what are my core features? So let's say if I'm building a well, let's say Chrome extension. So I would give my example. So let's say I had a pain where I used to open multiple Chrome tabs, like hundreds of Chrome tab, and when it comes to closing, it feels like a lot of cognitive load on my head. I mean, I don't know which tab to close, which are important to me, or which are not important, and which are very old tabs which I've just kept it silently and it's killing my RAM. So in such sort of scenario, I would first focus on I need a single click button which just groups all the tab based on, let's say, some rules or some metadata of the open tabs. And one could be the grouping. It could be grouping with AI, because the generic ones are just rule based. I mean, they will group all the tabs based on the URL, right? It could be, if it's a Figma, it will club all the Figma open tabs, but it's a very bad way to do it, right? With the help of AI, you can gather all the metadata of the website and then do some uh, take some good decisions on the top of it, right? And then you'd focus on having a one click group with AI and ungroup as well. So this could be two core features that you will demonstrate, and then you can say we can expand to multiple features. Let's say if you can add a prompt to one click. I mean, add a prompt and then click. How do you want to? I mean, that could be a extra feature. So focus on your main features, which are the core part of your product. Okay. So knowing when to pivot, it's very, very important. We are biased towards some ideas. I mean, this was very important thing that I learned when I was building my own startup. That when the idea comes from your head, you a lot of time do babysitting. I mean, you do spoon feeding, because it's you feel like your product is your baby, and no matter what, you'll try him to survive. So, but there should be some biasness in your action. You shouldn't be always very rigid to what ideas you had. You should be very, very flexible in pivoting. I mean, one of the classic example was the company called Slice. They started with this credit card, and due to some RBI guidelines, some rules, they had to shut down. But if they were so rigid, they could have just waited and burned money. But what they did, they pivoted to some other strategy and they started banking. I mean, now they're into banking. They provide FD, they provide loans, they provide FD based credit cards. So you should be very, I mean, you should spot the signs that idea might not be up to the mark. I mean, if it is losing attraction, you should think of something else. So basically, watch for red flags like early technical blockers, confusing user flow, that tell us that we need to pivot now rather than later. As soon as you identify any sort of red flags, you should start thinking. You should sit with your team and make a decision. Otherwise, you will lose your customers. Now, validating the why. Half-baked problem statement lead to half-baked solution, and it is pretty obvious. If you have not spent good amount of time in understanding the problem statement that is given to you, you will either end up solving a wrong problem or incomplete problem. I mean, that's why we need validation and thinking out loud why this problem exists. Can I relate to it? Can I relate to the problem or not? If you yourself is not able to relate the problem, how can you create a solution out of it, right? So if the solution cannot be explained, sorry, if the solution cannot be explained easily, I mean, if you're not able to explain your product and the solution with, let's say, in 5 minutes or 2 minutes, I think you have not understood the problem well. So the problem is not defined well. And then how do we validate our problem statement to ensure we aren't over engineering a solution for a simple issue? Yeah, this is a very common thing. Most of the time, most of the time during hackathons, we throw up complex tech. I mean, we think of blockchain when it comes to security. We think of creating a mobile app rather than could be a simple web app. We over engineering, we do over engineering a lot of time just to impress our judges, or just to flex that we have used this and that tech in our solution. But if you think again, these tech this tech stack doesn't really matter when you scale, right? So the actual thing that matters is your problem statement and the impact it is creating. So I had an idea where this was coming from my personal journey. I hold more than 10-15 credit cards. So whenever I had to pay, when I mean pay via credit card on any POS machine, or on online, or on a e-commerce website, I used to think which credit card to use, man. Let's say if it's a weekend day, on weekends, every credit card, most of the credit card has some offer running on some particular brands. And let's say some credit card are close to touching any milestone, then should I mean there's no way to track right now. There's no application, there's no app, there's no product which can solve this problem. Which credit card should I use to maximize my reward if I have more than X number of credit card, which is obviously 5. And the average number of credit cards that holds is 2, 2.5, which is a good number. It's a growing number. So this is how you think of it. It's a very simple thing. You can create a simple database where you can track all the records of the credit cards and then do credit operations on top of it. You really don't need any you just need to store the metadata of credit card. You don't even need to store the CVV, because all the offers, all the reward milestone you can track from the bank website. So this is how you can not over engineer, but look for a simple solution, then try to see which tech stack, how we can solve it and how we can implement it. Now comes the feasibility, which is the sanity check. So ideas are cheap, but executions are expensive. Very, very important. But I would say, with the help of AI, even the execution, which is the early MVP part, is still not expensive. I mean, there's a lot of AI tools which are readily available for free. At least for Google, you can have a lot of AI tools for free. You can use Gemini app for free, Gemini CLI for free. So this idea, this problem statement that I had with the credit cards, it's not a unique one. I did early validation with lots of my friends and VCs, and I found that it is there. The problem is there. Then the core question comes: how do we perform a technical reality check to verify that our chosen tech stack can actually deliver the required feature? I mean, this question is very important when we have to deliver a MVP, or a, let's say, end-to-end working product within 2 days or 1 day, or let's say for an overnight hackathon. So technical reality check, you can, I mean, earlier we used to, connect with some sort of tech expert, or maybe our seniors, or hackathon judges. We used to sit with them and think we are thinking of using, let's say, Django or Fast API for this purpose because it's very easy to implement and quick. Or whatever tech stack you had in your mind, you had to validate with someone. But now with the help of AI, you can set up an agent, and you can ask him to act as a technical expert, and then you can validate, have a quick sanity check with him. And that is how I will do. Cool. So the judgment versus coding. Writing code is easy, but choosing what not to write is hard. This is very important. I mean, I relate to this. Writing code is easy because with the help of AI, even most of the code is now written by AI. I mean, this is no myth. But choosing what not to write is hard because you have to again prompt in such a way that it doesn't hallucinate and doesn't keep writing unnecessary features on unnecessary code. And but for that you would need to have some sort of expertise or some sort of basic understanding of your tech stack that you are asking the agent to implement. Most of the time we just simply go and just tell the AI to implement this, but we never look into what tech stack he's choosing. So maybe prompt, first plan that what tech stack you want to him to implement with, and then move ahead. Then comes, what is the biggest sign that a developer has stopped thinking strategically and just started coding for the sake of coding? I mean, this problem was there even before AI. Most of the time, we were just coding for the sake of showing off. I mean, during hackathons or while building, that I have used, let's say, vector databases for some semantic search. I'm using this, I'm using that. But most of the time, we forget thinking, do we really need to do that? I mean, let's say you have to talk about the scale. What is the scale? What is the TAM of the product that you're building? I mean, if it is in thousands, or let's say max to max 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, you really don't need to overcomplicate things. You can start with a basic implementation, the easy one, which will be easy to ship and easy to debug. And then when you scale, when you start getting more customer and more traction, then you can think of implementing some complex or maybe advanced algorithm to reduce the latency. And at that point, you should think of optimizing things. So yeah, that was all. Thank you so much for having me. I hope I made things a little simpler and easy to understand. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Anubhav, for sharing such valuable insights on product strategy. And for everyone watching, do check out Anubhav's YouTube channel. We'll leave the link in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in for the third episode. See you all in the next one. Thank you so much.